Number one, he makes me lie down in green pastures. Everybody say, he makes me. Did you know that the Lord is allowed to make you do things that you might not necessarily want to do? Oftentimes this season of life, and as we go throughout these passages, I want you to think each one is a season of life. Sometimes he does things in a moment. Oftentimes he does things over seasons. It says he makes me lie down. This can be uncomfortable, guys, especially in a culture that's all about doing the stuff. It's all about the hustle and bustle, right? It's all about having it now. Jesus says to our generation, you're worried and anxious about many things. But there's one thing necessary. He says, Nathan, I know that you're eager to get to the harvest, but I want you to pray to the Lord of the harvest. I want you to subject yourself to my timing, and I will send you. Actually, when I send you, I'll thrust you into it. But I want you to subject yourself to my timing. I need you to pray to the Lord of the harvest because you need my compassion. I don't want you to rush into this. Don't skip over this first step. I'm going to make you lie down. Before you hurry on and move to ministering to people, I want to teach you how to minister to me. How many of you guys know the first commandment? To love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Guys, this is the first commandment for a reason. Because if we move past this real quick, we actually can't minister to people in the way that he would want. A lot of people are passionate about evangelism or ministering to people, okay? There's a lot of lost people. There's a generation that needs Jesus, right? And a lot of us are eager to get there. The Lord says, I really need to establish this in you first, though. You need to learn how to minister to me. You know, I had this experience at one thing, 2016. Like I said, I was engaged at the time, and then things, obviously I'm not married now, things didn't work out between us. We never got married. You kind of felt like the Lord was leading us in different directions over the course of the next few months. And then I went to work at a summer camp that summer, the summer of 2017, and basically cried the whole summer. It was hard. Not only just walking through the heartbreak of a relationship that didn't work out. I thought I was going to marry this person, but also just like kind of the Lord was really breaking down all the different plans that I had for myself. One thing that me and my fiance were planning to do, we were planning to get married and then jump right into missions, which I think is interesting because it kind of goes along with what I'm saying. It's like, Nathan, I know you're eager to get to the harvest, but I need to teach you this first. I remember at the end of the summer, I ran into some friends from YWAM, and they could see that I was a real sad little puppy, and they prayed and prophesied over me, and they were really essential on really shifting me back into a place of confidence in where the Lord was leading me, which was to Kansas City. So fast forward a couple weeks, and I find myself in Kansas City. I'm enrolled in their Bible school, and I find myself doing next thing I know, I'm signed up to do about 30 hours in the prayer room a week. And the majority of those prayer meetings were at 6 o'clock in the morning. Some of my friends who are here know that 6 o'clock does not agree with me. Okay, I am a night owl, 100%. You get to about 10 o'clock at night, and it's like prime time. I get a second wind about that time, and I can ride that baby out all the way to 2 a.m., 3 a.m., whatever it is. And if you had the pleasure of living with me, then even if you're a morning person, oftentimes I'll suck you into that schedule. It can be tough. Caleb and John can attest to it a little bit. But anyways, I'm 6 a.m. in the prayer room. It's very clear to me that the Lord, he led me to this place, but I'm just asking him, Lord, like, what is this about? Like, why did you lead me here? It was kind of dramatic. It flipped my life upside down. So what is this all about? As I'm having this conversation with the Lord, this guy who I've never spoken to before comes up to me and he goes, hey, I need you to write this down. I was like, all right. It's kind of rude interrupting me in my prayer time. All right, let me write. All right, he goes, write this down. 1 Samuel 2:35. 1 Samuel 2:35. Genesis chapter 28, verse 15. Genesis 28. Okay, sir, here you go. He goes, oh no, that's for you. It's like, this is for me. What are you talking about? He goes, oh yeah, that's for you. The Lord's been speaking to me about this for a while now. I'm like, what? Hold on a minute. And he's like, I gotta go. I'm like, wait, what's going on? So he leaves. I've never spoken to him ever again. I actually saw him in the prayer room again a couple of years after that, so I don't think he's an angel. But anyways, I immediately flip open my Bible, and I'm like, okay, what's this all about? 1 Samuel 2:35, the Lord speaking. It's in the day of Eli. There's been the Lord's really upset about the priestly ministry that's been taking place in the nation of Israel. They've been really lackluster. And he goes, you know what? And he's speaking about Samuel the prophet, Samuel the prophet and priest that he's going to raise up. The Lord says to Eli, he goes, I'm going to raise up for myself a faithful priest. He's going to do what's according to my heart and my mind. And I'm going to build for him a sure house. And then he'll go in and out before my anointed forever. When I read this, I'm like, wow, this is cool. I've never read this before. And I'm like, okay, let's see what Genesis 28:15 is. I open that one up. This is in the context of Jacob. Jacob and Esau, if you're familiar. The Lord speaks to Jacob, and he says, behold, I am with you, and I will keep you wherever you go. And I will bring you back to this land, for I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised. You know, each one of these passages have their own primary context in which they were written. But all of a sudden, the Lord made these passages personal to me. He said, Nathan, and I didn't understand this fully in the moment. It took me some weeks and months to be able to articulate it the way that I can now. But essentially, he goes, Nathan, here's what I want to do in you. I want to teach you how to minister to myself. I want to make you a faithful priest. And in that place of ministering to me, you're going to learn about my heart. You're going to understand my heart and my mind. And during this time, I'm going to build you a sure house, which basically means I'm going to be your provider. So don't worry about that. And you'll go in and out before my anointed forever. What I took that to mean was, after I establish this, I'll let you minister to people. Felt like that was the blueprint in what he wanted to form in me. And then the Genesis chapter 28, verse 15, was this like assurance from the Lord. Nathan, I'm going to keep you here until I do and I've done what I've promised. How many of you guys know if Jesus says it, he'll do it?